One thing that's pretty interesting to me, and I'm still a young soup. I think this will be my fifth. This will be my fifth season as a soup. Yeah, 2010. Yeah, this will be my fifth season as a soup. It's really cool seeing and I like it because that's just the way it's been going on. But there's like the hierarchy of like when all the soups are together and you're making the plan for the day. And I'm still one of the young guys, so I just kind of. It was one of the things that Rob had told me. He's like, hey, he's like, so they're not gonna ask you for any input. Like, I'm like, what? What do you mean they're not gonna ask me for any input? I'm there, you know. And he's like, no, you know, that's just the way it is. He goes, I was a hotshot for like 20 years, and I got a soup job, and they still didn't want they didn't want my input. Like they did, but they, you know, I'm like, wow, really? You know, that's kind of weird. Well, it's cool seeing that. And I think that there's definitely this respect. Like I have a lot of respect for the older soups, and it's really cool to just sit there and listen to those guys. You know, talk and make their talk about what they're doing. And but the one thing that an older soup one time had told me, and this is Greg Overacker, Rax. You know, I never worked for Greg, but we'd worked on some fires with him when I was really early in my career as a captain, and he said, and then when he comes to our soups AR and talks, and one night we were all hanging out talking about stuff, and we were talking about this hierarchy, and there were some people that were kind of like butthurt about it, and he's like it's okay to like sit there and listen. He goes, but one day those old guys are going to look at you and go, what do you think? He's like, and you better be ready. You better be ready to explain what you think, you know. And you know that happened this year on a fire on a fire in Southern California. We were down on a fire, and there were a bunch of us there, and it was a bunch of guys that I'd been captains with. You know, we'd kind of gone through the ranks together as captains, and now we're all soups, and we're all kind of sitting there, and so we're like, you know, like who's. You know, we're all kind of around that like 5 to 7 years of being a soup, so we're kind of like, oh, I guess we got, you know, there was like this unspoken like, well, I guess we all got to like make this plan together, you know. But there was definitely one guy who had been a soup longer, and everybody just kind of, here's what I'm thinking, and then we were like, oh yeah, well yeah, we can do this and we can do that. So I really like that. I really like that aspect of the job. It's really cool as far as from my level, like the overhead level. There's some really awesome people. I mean, I met there's just a lot of amazing people in our organization. You know, the Hotshot organization. There's just some really cool people.